بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وأصلي وأسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. Concerning the peace treaty with the Jews, the Fatwa of Bin Baaz. Question 2. Does an unrestricted peace treaty with the enemy mean that we concede with them the Muslim land of Palestine which they have unjustly seized? And do we accept that Palestine has now become permanent land by right for the Jews due to the agreement made by the United Nations, which supposedly represent the nations of the earth? We have come to know that the United Nations will seek to punish a nation which tries to restore this land back to the Palestinians, or anyone who fights the Jews who are in it. Answer: the peace between the leader of the Muslims in Palestine and the Jews does not mean that the Jews will permanently own the lands which they now possess. Rather, it only means that they will be in possession of it for a period of time until either the truce comes to an end or until the Muslims become strong enough to force them out of the Muslim lands in the case of an restricted peace. Similarly, if it is obligatory when we have the ability to fight the Jews until they enter to Islam or pay the jizya, a tax levied upon those who are permitted to live under the protection of a Muslim state in submissiveness. The same applies to the Christian and the Magians, as Allah says in Surah Tawbah. كافرون لا يؤمنون بالله ولا باليوم الآخر ولا يحرمون ما حرم الله ورسوله ولا يدينون دين الحق من الذين أوتوا الكتاب حتى يؤتوا جزيا يد وهم صاغرون. Fight against those who do not believe in Allah and the last day, nor forbid that which has been forbidden by Allah and His Messenger, nor acknowledge Islam, the religion of truth, from amongst the people of the book, that is the Jews and Christians, until they pay the jizya with willing submission and feel themselves subdued. It is also established in Sahih Bukhari that he took the jizya from the Magians. Therefore, they have the same ruling as Ahlul Kitab, the people of the scriptures. Magians, aywana. Only with regards to the jizya if they do not accept Islam. However, as for the allowance to consume their food, slaughter, and wear from their women, then that is particular only to Ahlul Kitab, excluding the Magians, as is stated in the book of Allah in Surah Al-Ma'idah 5:55. We also know that Al-Hafidh ibn Kathir rahimahullah died 771 Hijriya state. That we have said and discussed regarding the permanence of entering into a peace treaty with the kuffar in his tafsir of the saying of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Anfal 8 verse 61. But if they incline to peace, then you also incline to it, and put your trust in Allah. Indeed, He is all the hearer, the all knower. Question 3. Is it permissible to build upon the peace treaty with the Jewish enemy by allowing them what is termed normalization of relations, and that it is permissible to allow them to take economic benefit from the Islamic lands and other regimes which will give them great benefit and increase their strength and establish them further upon the Islamic lands that they have misappropriated? And is it permissible for the Muslim to open their economic market to their produce and be compelled into opening for them financial market such as banks and businesses in which the Jews shall gain a share along with the Muslims? And is it permissible for the Muslim nation to grant them access to our water sources such as the Nile and the Euphrates, even though they do not flow through Palestine, to attain the peace? Answer: the peace between the Palestinian Liberation Organization and the Jews does not necessitate what the questioner has mentioned regarding the rest of the Muslim countries. Rather, each country seeks what is beneficial for it, as is the current state of the Ummah. So if it sees that it is beneficial for the Muslims in its land to have peace with the Jews and to exchange ambassadors and to engage in trade and other dealings which are considered lawful by the pure Sharia of Allah, then that is allowed. However, if the country estimates that the benefit for it and its people is ensured in cutting off ties from the Jews, they should act as the Sharia requires and benefit necessitates. Instead, this approach should also be taken with the rest of the Kafir lands, since they are similar to the Jews in their governing. Therefore, it's obligatory upon everyone who is in charge of the affairs of the Muslims, whether he king, Amir, or president, or of a republic, to ensure what is most beneficial for his subject and allows what will be beneficial to them from those matters which Allah has not forbidden His pure Sharia. At the same time, anything that negates the benefit should be prevented, regardless of which Kafir state the peace will be. This to be fulfilled so as to act upon the saying of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Inna Allah ya'murukum an tu'addu al-amanati ila ahliha. Indeed, Allah does command you to render back their trust to those to those to whom they are due. Al-Ma'idah Surah 5 verse 58. وَإِنْ جَنَحُوا لِلْإِسْلَامِ فَجْنَ لَهَا. So if they incline to peace, then you too incline to peace. And Al-Anfal 8:61. These should also be practiced so as to follow the example of the Messenger ﷺ in the peace treaties he made with the people of Makkah and the Jews in Al-Madinah and in Khaybar. And Isa ﷺ said in authentic hadith, each one of you is responsible for guiding, and each one of you will be asked and about those he is responsible for. So the ruler over the people is responsible for guiding, is responsible guardian, and will be cautioned concerning those he is responsible for. And the man is responsible for guardian over the people of his house, and will be cautioned about those he is responsible for. And the woman is responsible guardian in the house of her husband, and will be cautioned about those he is responsible for. And the slave is responsible for guardian over the world of his owner, and will be questioned about his responsibility. Indeed, each of you is a responsible guardian, and will be questioned about what is responsible for, agreed upon. And Allah says in his book, in his noble book, ألا فكلكم راي ومسؤول عن رعيته. Or you believe, do not نعم. Or you believe, do not betray Allah and His Messenger, nor knowingly betray those things that have been entrusted to you. So all of this is with regards to when one is unable to fight the polytheists or unable to make them pay the jizya if they are from Al-Kitab. However, which one is able to wage jihad against them, then is required to call them to enter Islam or be killed or to pay the jizya if they are from his people. In this case, it is not permissible to seek peace neither with them nor to abandon fighting and nor to abandon fighting and the jizya. Rather, seeking peace is allowed when there is a need or necessity. When you are unable to fight them or enforce the jizya upon them, in previously quoted verses we have laid to you that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, قاتلوا الذين لا يؤمنون بالله ولا باليوم الآخر ولا يحرمون ما حرم الله ورسوله ولا يدينون دين الحق الذين أوتوا الكتاب تؤتوا جزية وهم صاغرون. Fight against those who do not believe in Allah and the last day, nor forbid that which has been forbidden by Allah and His Messenger, nor acknowledge Islam, the religion of truth, from amongst the people of the book, that is the Jews and Christians, until they pay this jizya with willing submission and feel themselves subdued. At-Tawbah Surah 9 verse 29. وَقَاتِلُهُمْ حَتَّى لَا تَكُونَ فِتْنَةٌ وَيَكُونَ الدِّينُ كُلُّهُ لِلَّهِ. And fight them on until there is no more fitna and the deen is made purely for Allah. Al-Anfal Surah 8 verse 39. And the action of the Prophet ﷺ with the people of Makkah on the day of Hudaybiyah and on the day of the conquest, and also with the Jews when he came to Al-Madinah, gives evidence to and personifies what we have stated. Ainam. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He guide the Muslim, grant them every goodness, and that He puts their affairs to aright, granting them knowledge and understanding of the religion. And we ask Him that He place the best of them in charge of them, correcting their leaders and helping them fight jihad against enemies in the way that is pleasing to Him. Indeed, He is the one to grant that, and the one who having full power over it. And may Allah's praise and blessing be upon our Prophet ﷺ, upon his family, companions, and followers.